In this video, I'm going to provide a high-level walkthrough of the features available in XactRemodel Pro, and I'm going to highlight a specific few features that are new. They're currently in beta, and we are giving all XactRemodel Pro customers access to these features for the month of June. And these features are going to be what is going to create a new subscription tier called XactRestore that will be more specifically focused to those who do restoration work and who are looking for tools to help them manage their jobs and their projects. Now, all of you are familiar with XactRemodel. You currently have access to it. I will give a brief overview of all of the functionality at a very high level. Again, just to make you aware of what you have available to you, but I'll skim through some of the stuff that you should already be familiar with, and I will focus on some of the new beta functionality that you temporarily have access to on your account. I'm logged in here into my XactRestore account, which is similar to XactRemodel, although it does have some added functionality here that you will have access to for the month of June. I have all of my projects. I have, moving down here on the left-hand navigation, a scheduling tab where I can see the project schedule across my company. So any active projects that have a schedule will be listed here. So you can quickly come in here and see which projects are being worked on, what phase of construction it is at, and what the timeline looks at. You can compare that to other projects. And these project schedules are being pulled from the individual projects that you have created. We'll touch more on that when we get into a project. My pricing allows you to add specific category and selector codes or specific items from our pricing database, but it allows you to specify a custom description, or if you have a custom price that you want to be applicable to this item, whenever this item is added within an estimate, it will automatically leverage your custom description and your custom price rather than using Xactware's price. So this is a nice way to get some custom pricing in your estimates. Accounts, this is a very, very basic CRM tool that allows you to put in any relationships that you have. You can put in your clients, your subcontractors, any carriers or adjusters, or anybody that you work with, you can specify in here. You can track who the various contacts are at each of these different entities or among these relationships or within these companies. If you are writing estimates for a client, all of the estimates that you write will be associated. You can apply notes and track information about those specific relationships. We recently exposed the ability for you to manage the users on your account. So if you have multiple estimators or multiple people who are accessing your data, you have the ability to come and to manage those accounts from within here. You can add, remove users, assign specific permission roles. If you need to add additional users to your account, clicking this add remove shows that you can contact our sales team and we can get those added to your account. By way of information, additional licenses that you purchase will be available at a discount. So contact our sales team for more information there. Within the settings, you can set up your company information. You can apply a markup or an adjustment to all of your projects as a default. Again, this can be changed with any project or within an item. You have the ability to set up specific schedule parameters so that when you generate a schedule, it will accommodate the schedule that you have set here in your settings. So any times or days that you work or specific days that you won't be working. And then you've got third-party integrations available to you as well. Now, something that's new here, again, that you have access to that will be available in XactRestore is an integration with Xactimate. And so if you have an Xactimate account, or if you're working with an adjuster or with somebody else who has an Xactimate account, you now have the ability to pull an estimate from that Xactimate account into your XactRemodel or your XactRestore account. There's two ways you can do it. One of which is if somebody exports an ESX file from Xactimate and they send it to you, you have the ability to manually import that ESX file. Or if you have access to Xactimate and you're logged in with the same email address, you can click to import from Xactimate and it will automatically link to your Xactimate account. From here, you have the ability to select which projects you want to bring over from Xactimate to leverage the workflow tools that we have here in XactRestore. I'll create a new project and again, touch on a few of the pieces within a project. Here on the summary, you can put basic information about the client. You can specify your pricing. It automatically applies a price list based on the pricing jurisdiction of the zip code that you apply. You can assign it to different individuals within your company. If you have integrations set up, you can import or export data to those integrations. The project dates, this is something that's new. It now allows you to go and specify dates when these relevant events happen in a project. So you can set the current time for any of these, or you can click the date again, and it will allow you to specify when certain events took place on this project. Studio is a way for you to draw a floor plan. Again, this is something that all of you should be familiar with. You can leverage the tools that are available here to visually estimate, create takeoffs. You can import an image underlay. If you have a PDF of the floor plan, you can click import and import an underlay image. That way you can draw directly on top of it. Once you have your room, you have the ability to add items, and it will leverage the dimensions of the room that you have selected. So I selected that item, clicked on the room, and then it will apply carpet based on the square footage of the floor in this room. And then if I modify the room dimensions, that item will update appropriately. So that's one way that you can estimate. Another is just in this estimate menu, I can come and search for items directly here. You have access to quick estimates, which are groupings of items that can be added quickly together. So rather than searching for individual items, you can add a bundle of items. So for example, if I'm doing a primary bathroom, whether there was a leak, there was water damage, or if they're just needing to redo the bathroom, you can search for that quick estimate, pull it up. You can view the details, specify the square footage of the bathroom. In this case, for a 100 square foot average bathroom in this particular area, it's going to range, or it's going to be at $30,000 roundabout. If it's 150 square foot bathroom, and maybe they want higher end finishes, you can see that that price is adjusting accordingly, as well as the items that are being added to this quick estimate. Once I'm ready, I can add that, and all 36 of those items in this case are going to be added. From here, I have the ability to view the information. I can change it. I can change the price. I can change the adjustments at the item level or down at the component level as well. If I know that my carpenter charges a specific rate per hour, I can change the rate and that will update at the component level appropriately. So you've got some nice tools available there to create some customization. Another thing that's new, I mentioned that maybe there's a water leak or there was some water damage. Something unique to the new XactRestore tier that you will have access to in XactRemodel Pro for the month of June is you'll have an expanded access to our pricing database. So historically, you've had a limited subset to our price list, but now you'll have access to some additional pricing categories. Specifically, the water category is one of those. So if I needed to add an air mover, I have access to some of these additional water category items. And so again, you have access to more pricing to create a more precise and comprehensive estimate. Jumping to the schedule, I've already written my estimate. I have all my items. All of these items are tied to various construction phases. And again, all of these items have corresponding labor associated with them. And so as I build a project schedule, it's going to leverage that data to automatically give me what I need. So on the scheduling tab, in order to sync the estimate to my schedule, I'm going to click the magic wand icon at the top right, and I'm going to click to sync. When I do so, it's automatically going to take my estimate and distribute all of the items to their appropriate category. So if I open this demolition task here, you'll see it's pulling 40 hours of labor. I only have a crew size set as 1. So here's my start and my end date. I can go and click on the attached items. Again, this is pulling from my estimate. So all of these are demolition related items that have been added to this specific task. And a neat tool that is available as well is you can download this task as a specific report. So at the top right, I can download this as a PDF, which this could be used as a work order or a statement of work that you provide to your crew or to a subcontractor to let them know everything that needs to be done on this particular task. From here, I also have the ability to add manual tasks. Maybe I have an inspection, or if I want to change any of these different tasks, I could do so either from the calendar view or from the Gantt view. I could simply click, drag, open the task, modify, or add custom tasks as needed. And I also have the ability to download or export the schedule to share with a client or with a homeowner or whoever needs to see it. The attachments allows you to not only add photos in this new XactRestore tier, but you also have the ability to add documents. And so this can be your system of record where you have all of your information about the project. You can add photos, documents, whatever it may be, and all of those will be available here on this project. And then you have the ability to specify what you want to include or exclude from the report. Again, you have access to your reports. In the report, you have some customization available to you where you can include or exclude specific information and share that with your client as appropriate. So again, super quick, high-level overview of XactRemodel, in addition to some of the newer features and functionality that you have available that are currently in beta. We'll be sending out communications throughout the month of June, just reminding you what these new features are and how you can leverage them. We'll also be pushing out some surveys just to get your feedback. We need your help to make sure that what we're building is going to ultimately benefit you and to help you and your company run more smoothly. Thank you.